All right, so you're heading to Adobe Summit. You already know it's one of the biggest events in the industry. But here's the thing, to truly conquer it, you need a game plan. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's build that plan with some insider tips that are going to completely change how you experience the week. Does this feel familiar? You open up the session catalog and bam, you're hit with this massive wall of options. It's exciting, yeah, but it can also be completely overwhelming. Like, where do you even begin? You're looking at over 200 sessions and hands-on labs, and they're spread out over more than a dozen different tracks. Let's be honest, trying to do it all is just impossible. The key isn't to see more, it's to see the right things. And that's exactly what this strategy is all about. So here's our roadmap for the next few minutes. We'll start with the challenge itself. Then I'll share the one golden rule you absolutely have to know. From there, we'll build your perfect agenda, talk about what to do beyond the sessions, and wrap up with some pro packing tips. You know, the huge scale of Summit is both its biggest strength and its biggest challenge. It's this massive opportunity to learn and network, but if you don't have a clear plan, it's just so easy to miss out on the really valuable stuff. So, as I was digging through community forums and talking to people who've been to Summit a bunch of times, one piece of advice just kept popping up over and over again. It's a really simple idea, but trust me, it's the one tip that will completely change how you plan your entire trip. And hey, this isn't just my opinion. This comes straight from the people who've been there, done that year after year. We're talking about the Adobe champions and community insiders who have really mastered the art of Summit. Adobe champion Mandy George puts it perfectly. She says, prioritize labs over sessions. And the reason is simple, but it's brilliant. The sessions, almost all of them get recorded and posted online after the event. But the labs, they aren't. They are a one-time only, you had to be there opportunity. So here's the key difference you gotta get. Sessions are great, they're lecture style, and they're awesome for gaining new insights. But you can watch them later. Labs, on the other hand, are hands-on workshops where you are actually doing things, building real skills. And that is an in-person only experience. Okay, so now that we know the golden rule, how do you actually build that perfect agenda? Let's turn this idea into a real action plan that's going to get you the maximum return on your time. This year especially, with the huge focus on generative AI, the labs are your only chance to get direct hands-on experience with these brand new tools. Think about it. You can watch a video about an AI agent, or you can actually build something with one in a lab. To me, the choice is pretty clear. And if you want to see what I mean, just look at some of these lab titles. Build LLM-powered search experiences, or hands-on with AI agents. These aren't just talks, right? These are practical skill-building workshops that you can only get in person at Summit. So here's the strategy, step by step. Open the schedule builder and book your must-attend labs first. And I mean, like, do it right now, because they fill up incredibly fast. Once those are locked in your calendar, then you can go back and fill the empty slots with sessions you're interested in, knowing you can always catch the recordings later if you have to. Okay, your learning agenda is set. Awesome. But Summit is so much more than what happens in the classroom. I'm talking about the hallway conversations, the networking events. That's where some of the most important game-changing connections are made. So you have to make sure you build in time for these key experiences. The Community Pavilion is your home base, Adobe Sneaks is where you get a peek at the future, and of course the welcome reception and the Summit Bash, that's where you'll connect with your peers. The Community Pavilion is an absolute must visit. Seriously, you can chat with product experts, you can get a new professional headshot, and yes, I'm not kidding, they even have puppies and kittens there to help you de-stress between all the sessions. It's amazing. And whatever you do, you cannot miss the main party. The Summit Bash is legendary, and this year it's at Area 15, which is one of the coolest, most immersive entertainment spots in all of Las Vegas. It's an experience you will not forget. All right, last but not least, let's talk about packing. A few simple tips from Summit vets can make a huge difference in your comfort and your energy level through the whole week. It comes down to 3 simple rules. Number 1, comfortable shoes. You will be walking for miles, trust me. 2, bring an extra empty bag. I'll explain that in a second. And 3, a refillable water bottle. You gotta stay hydrated in that dry Vegas air. And here we go, Adobe champion Beth Corby confirming rule number 2. She says, I bring an extra bag for the swag. The amount of stuff you're gonna collect is no joke, so planning ahead with that extra bag is a true pro move. So there you have it. That is your winning formula for a successful summit.
Build your schedule around those priceless hands-on labs. Fill in the gaps with some interesting sessions, and, this is really important, carve out time to just connect and experience everything else the event has to offer.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about as you start building your agenda. What is the one hands-on skill you can learn in a lab at Summit that's going to make the biggest impact for you when you get back to work?